Shedding blood and causing horror is condemned everywhere, whether it happens in the Middle East, in Europe, or any country in the world. A string of coordinated attacks in Paris have shocked everyone in France and have caused President Hollande to announce a state of emergency in France in order to tighten the borders of the country. At least 150 people have been killed and some 200 others injured in the terrorist attacks which have taken place simultaneously in 6 different areas. According to some reports, a gunman killed at least 11 people in a restaurant, and in another restaurant about 18 people were targeted by another gunman and were shot to death. 3 bombings took place near the Stade de France stadium, where the France and Germany football game was taking place at the same night. The most deadly attack was the one which happened in Bataclan Concert Hall, where the concert hall turned to a bloodbath when nearly 87 hostages were killed. It's important to mention that ISIS has claimed responsibility for these attacks. The question that comes to mind is, who benefits from these kind of savage terrorist attacks? Now that a big wave of refugees are going to Europe from Syria and Iraq, the number of Muslims in the European countries will grow, and there must be an act to create anti-Muslim movements in Europe in order to stop the feeling of solidarity of the people with the refugees. This is why ISIS has been losing ground in Syria and Iraq due to the efforts of the legitimate governments of these countries, and of course with the help of Russia and Iran. These terrorist acts are being committed to convince the Western countries to support and help the terrorists in the name of moderate rebels. There's no doubt for anyone that these terrorists don't care about the religion or the nationality of their victims. Their only purpose is to kill and cause bloodshed and horror among people everywhere. The United States and the European Union, by allowing their allies, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and NATO member Turkey, to fund and arm these groups, by trying to weaken Syria through sanctions, and by training and funding terrorists, are not only guilty of the mass murdering of Syrian people, but also of the huge threat to the West. As the Supreme Leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Sayyid Ali Khamenei, has stated just some months ago that, in the present time, a number of regional countries are supporting the crimes of Takfiri groups in Syria with their assistance. But in the not too distant future, these groups will be the ruin of the countries which are supporting them, and in the end, they will have to destroy them by paying a high price. Now that the chickens have come home to the roost for the European countries, it seems that the game has just started, and more innocent lives will be taken to stop the terror the Western superpowers created in the Middle East themselves.